Hello, and welcome to the Worst Movie Podcast. I'm Ade.
And I'm Aaron, and this is a podcast where we watch the worst movies ever made in the hopes of finding a hidden gem.
Enjoy. So what are you watching these days?
I have been watching the Ken Burns jazz series.
Who's that again? I'm just kidding. I thought you just watched that. Didn't you say like a month ago?
I've watched a bunch. I watched the American Revolution one. I watched the Civil War one. I'm watching jazz now. I think I've started and not finished a few in there. There's a Lewis and Clark one I watched a little bit of. But yeah, I've been binging.
Yeah.
It's nice because when I'm at work, I can just put an earbud in and listen because, it's not anything that you have to watch. So it's all just like still images of like Louis Armstrong. By the way, I'm like 8 episodes into this jazz documentary.
Yeah.
And they keep calling him Louis Armstrong. And I'm like, I always thought it was Louis, but like 1 or 2 people in the documentary have also called him Louis. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck it is now. What do you call him?
I am not an expert at all, so I have no idea. I've always said Louis. I don't think I've heard anybody call him Louis Armstrong. I feel like if I said Louis Armstrong to somebody, they'd make fun of me.
I know, it feels wrong. Maybe they explain it in a later episode why they're calling him Louis, but I always thought it was Louis.
You'd think that Ken would be like, hey, between takes, like, just so you know, expert person that I brought on camera, his
Maybe
name is
make sure
Louis.
at the top explain why you're calling him Louis. It's really good though.
Yeah.
It's made me want to listen to a bunch of jazz music.
I probably won't watch it anytime soon, to be honest. I was going to pretend, but
not worth it.
I like jazz. I'll listen to jazz, but I'm not going to watch it. How long is the documentary? You said you're on episode 8?
Yeah, it's a long one. I don't know. They're all like at least an hour, it seems like. I'm not like paying attention because I'm working. It's just going from one episode to the next. But yeah, they're long boys. What have you been watching?
Well, I feel like I should shout out F1 since we're both on the Mercedes bandwagon here.
Yeah.
We're recording this on F1 opening weekend.
I maintain that I am and always have been George Russell's #1 fan. So
I'm rooting for Kimi Antonelli this year.
You would.
Yes, I would, because he's awesome.
I'm just kidding. I like Kimi.
Did you watch any Drive to Survive?
No.
You've stopped watching it, haven't you?
Yeah, I pretty much. I think I watched maybe the first 2 or 3 episodes of last season, and then I haven't watched any of this one.
So much fun.
I'm living it as it happens. I don't need to relive it.
Well, it's fun to live it as it happens, and it's fun to relive it and see
also,
all the
all the background that we don't see.
Yeah, all the like behind the scenes conversations, and I know some of it's edited for dramatic, license and all that stuff, but it's still fun.
Yeah, I just needed to give a glib excuse for why I'm not watching it. I just have lost interest in the miniseries.
I think if for those who haven't watched Drive to Survive, this season is probably a good one to watch because there's so many rookies, so you get to start a bunch of storylines. It's not like you're just jumping in the middle.
Yeah.
This season of F1, like the actual live season, is going to be a pretty interesting one, I think, with all the regulation changes. So basically the cars are all brand new technology. So
first race was exciting.
Yeah, at least the first half of it, but it kind of settled down halfway through.
I think teams are going to figure out different strategies for like the mid race and the late race because it was insane the first 15 or 20 laps and then kind of settled into the 2 best teams and then everyone else.
It was really bugging Kelly and I because the announcer, what's his name that you guys hate?
Jakes.
Yeah. He just kept saying stuff about George's title shot. And it's like, it's 1 race in now.
I know.
24 races, or do we have more than 24 races this year? I don't know.
Yeah.
He was just like, he kept talking over and over about how this is his chance to win the title. And
we've barely even seen him drive this car.
Yeah, McLaren just got their engine, so they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Max went from 20th place to 5th place. I'm pretty sure he's got a few things to say before the
Yeah.
year's out too.
Yeah. I would imagine so.
Yeah. He's a beast. Speaking of beasts, see, like how I set up that that
How's that
segue
for a
there.
segue?
Uh-huh. Today's movie is Doom from 2005, starring Karl Urban, Rosamund Pike, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, 60 million box office, and 60 million budget. So break even. I'm guessing it lost a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't include marketing costs and stuff like that. Based on the very popular video game. What's your relationship with Doom, the video game?
I don't really have one. I've played it.
Yeah.
I played more Quake, I think, than Doom in those days. So
You're probably a little too young for Doom.
yeah, certainly like the original Doom. That was like what, late 80s, early 90s? When was that?
It was the that's a good question. I want to say it's mid early 90s. I guess it's 92.
1993.
Oh, so close.
You were almost there.
Yeah, I remember Doom coming out very well. I mean, I played Castle Wolfenstein on my 386 PC, and then when Doom came out, it was just like
the Pentium 2, Pentium 1.
Yeah, Pentium 1. Yeah, it may have even been like a 586 or something. Yeah, I'd have to have to look at the chronology of the tech, but yeah, I pretty sure I pirated this game. I can't imagine that I paid for it, but yeah, and I feel like I remember a bunch of discs, like, floppy drives that I was inserting to get this installed and set up. But
packaging for games back then was so much better than it is now. You got like a manual with like instructions how to play and box art, and now it's just a what?
I have no idea what you're talking about because I pirated it. So
you didn't buy any games back in those days.
I mean, I was a broke high school student. I am pretty sure I spent no money on software until I
even
had a
like
full-time job
games
as an adult.
Did you have a console?
Hand-me-down consoles. Maybe I bought. That's actually a good question. When did I buy my first video game with my own money?
I know the first one I bought.
Which one was it?
I think it was called Soldier of Fortune. And I had to get my mom to go with me to approve it because it was a mature game. Because it was one of the first games that allowed you to like shoot limbs off people. It was like extra gory for the time.
Yeah.
That was 2000 that it came out.
Played that game.
It was not a great game. I really just wanted it because it was so gory.
Yeah, I really don't remember spending money on video games at all. Like we got an Atari that was hand me down. We got a Nintendo that was hand me down. I'm pretty sure our Super Nintendo was a hand me down, and like each time, it would come with a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Maybe if I bought a game, it would have been like a used game from GameStop or something like that. I don't remember buying new games till I was an adult.
Do you remember the first CD or cassette tape you bought with your own money?
I don't know if it was with my own money, but I remember getting a Lionel Richie cassette and probably one of the Michael Jackson. Do you remember yours?
Yeah, mine was Cheshire Cat from Blink 182.
Yeah.
What was that? 1995. I definitely didn't buy it in 95, but yeah. I remember going to, what was it, FYE in the mall or whatever back in those days.
I don't remember that.
I don't know if it's still around, but yeah, that was the first one I bought with my own money.
Anyway, back to Doom. I don't know why we're talking about Blink 182.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first game got me thinking about CD.
Yeah, I mean, Doom was huge for me, and I mean, this was, I'm sure, well before your time, but were you a big like fan of John Carmack or anything like that, or do you know what his .plan files were?
No, I mean that was before my times for sure.
Yeah, so
I know of him just because he's kind of legendary, but
yeah. So do you know what a .plan file is?
Nope.
It is on Unix systems, basically like your status, essentially. Like you could finger somebody you heard that expression?
No.
I mean, in this context, basically you could like essentially it was a command, a Unix command to query somebody's status to see if they were online, and then it would show like you would have a file in your home directory called .plan, and you could put anything in it, and when you fingered somebody, it would dump out their .plan file. And Carmack would like essentially blog. This was well before anybody used the term blog, would update his .plan file every day with like what he was working on and just thoughts about tech and, and so it was just a thing where like you literally just had to like finger Carmack at, whatever server to like read his blog for the day.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I was like a Unix geek in the 90s and
it's a Unix system. I know this.
And what's that from?
Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
I haven't seen Jurassic Park in a while, but
I was going to ask you if Unix was anything like in real life like it was in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I don't remember that part of it in enough detail.
But you're not a movie person, so you don't remember the last time you saw Jurassic Park?
I mean, I really do need to rewatch it. It's probably been 15 plus years since I've watched Jurassic Park.
I had a conversation with somebody who didn't realize that they used CG in Jurassic Park. They thought it was all practical effects, and I was like, wow. That's impressive because that movie does age really well because they were so smart with the way they use CG. But anyway, sorry, we're talking about Jurassic Park.
Well, yeah, I just want to geek out on John Carmack. Anyway,
I played Commander Keen that he made.
Yeah.
And I played one of the Wolfensteins, but not 3D.
Yeah, they're still making them, aren't they?
Yeah.
Carmack was my idol. He was awesome. He was probably for a long time, one of my heroes in the tech world.
Not anymore.
Well, I just haven't followed him as closely, and I don't know. My career took a different path, I guess. Like I couldn't follow as closely in his footsteps. Those are that's just not my aptitude didn't line up with his. So I just went in a different direction. But anyway, id Software was the thing. Carmack was the thing. Like in certain circles, like he was number one OG.
Yes.
So Doom was awesome. Quake was awesome. Played a bunch of Quake in college.
Quake 3.
I think it's hard to understate how influential those games were on the industry and just how like head and shoulders above other games they were. And obviously like they created the Quake engine to power a lot of games. And it was like of the A-list games, it was like half like for a while, any game that was worth anything was using a Quake engine. And then Unreal Tournament came along and was a solid competitor, but
I loved Unreal Tournament.
Yeah. So for how important Doom was to the gaming culture, this movie
somehow we ended up here in 2005
with The Rock headlighting. What do you think of the movie?
It was a movie. It was like The Rock was bad.
Yeah.
In this. I don't know. There was not much plot. It was not as exciting as I thought it would be. I thought that there would be a lot more killing stuff, but it was a lot of standing around in labs talking.
Yeah.
So it was fine. I thought it was going to be more actiony than it was. It was gory, which I expected it to be. The plot, the dialogue was bad. But it was fine. Like it was one of those movies that if you had it on in the background, I'd be like, okay, like it's fine. I'm not gonna. I don't need to watch every second of it. I should say that I just came from watching it right now. I took no notes. I watched it right before we started. So
cramming before the exam.
Yeah.
Do you know if you happen to watch the unrated version or the theatrical version?
I don't know actually. Why? Was there?
I saw two options when I went to watch it. So
did you watch it on Prime or on Amazon?
No, I rented it. Was it on Prime?
It's not on Prime. I paid to rent it. I don't know what it's called when it's not free. Is it just Amazon?
I don't know. It's just a rental. I don't know.
You rented it on Prime though, right? But is Prime only the free stuff?
Prime's the free stuff. Well, I mean, you have to pay for Prime. I did not rent it on Amazon. I rented it on
what did you
Fandango.
Rent it Oh, I see. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to look up my rental.
Yeah, I watched the unrated version because it was like a few extra minutes. I was really torn. It was the same price, and I was like, the theatrical version is shorter. Do I actually want to watch more of this shitty
I
movie?
I did watch the unrated one as well. I didn't know there was a
I couldn't. There wasn't a scene that I was like, oh, that was so gory that you couldn't put that in theaters. So I
Yeah,
don't
there
know.
was a scene in the beginning where there was, like, a naked woman, but you didn't see anything, so
No.
maybe it's just the gore because there was a
Yeah.
lot of gore, but
Yeah.
also they said "fuck" a lot. I felt like, The Rock was really leaning into the fucks, and I don't remember was he supposed to be, like, clean back in those days, his wrestling persona, and so him saying "fuck" was like, "Oh, cool."
I never I never watched wrestling. I've never really been into wrestling, so I've never seen him
Yeah, I don't know
wrestle.
him either.
Yeah, so I don't really know what there were a few scenes where it seemed like I was like, "Oh, are they trying to make this like a wrestling match?" Like especially the final like showdown between him and Carl
Karl
Urban and
Urban.
yeah, and yeah, some other moves that he did when he was fighting. I was like, are they trying to nod to that
I
maybe?
think so. This was one of his first movies, wasn't it?
He had been in some things before this, but I mean, it was certainly early in his career.
Yeah.
What's your
He was not great.
what do you think about Mr. Johnson overall?
I would say that I generally tend to avoid his movies.
Yeah.
I did see Jumanji, the first one. I didn't think he was the best part of it. I saw Black Adam, which I didn't like. Yeah, I don't know. I just think he's not that good of an actor, and I'm not into those types of movies. I did watch all the Fast and the Furious movies with him, but yeah, I'm not into like I don't know. He's just not a very good actor.
Have you watched Smashing Machine, the most recent one?
No, I've heard
Wait,
good things, but I've also heard that it's not that good, so I don't know what to believe.
yeah. I think that
Have you
would be
seen
an
it?
no. I've almost watched it a few times, but it's too biopicky. I don't know. It like kind of like straddles the line where it's a biopic about somebody I know nothing about, and
Yeah, same.
so like that makes it feel more, I don't know, fictitious, and it seems like a little bit more authentic than some of the biopics that are just like manufactured by the people who the biopics are about.
Yeah.
What's that called? A hagiography? Is that
A what?
uh I know I know I'm saying that word wrong. Hagiography. It's the writing or of an admiring or idealized biography.
Oh, isn't everyone's well, yeah, I guess not autobiography.
It's a biography of a saint or an ecclesiastical leader, often with miracles or legends. Like basically, when you get, you know, like the Bob Marley one, it was like the Bob Marley family, like writing
Yeah.
about, and it's just like, oh, we're going to tell this, you know, hero journey. And
That's how I felt about the Bohemian Rhapsody movie too. Like I wanted to see Freddie Mercury's like real life, not this idealized whitewashed one.
yeah, there may be some of that in the Smashing Machine. I need to fact check this, but I feel like I read something about how they criticized how Mark Kerr, who was, I think that who The Rock is playing,
Mhm.
clearly took steroids throughout his career, and like that was a big part of his, I don't know, physical problems and stuff like that, and wasn't even like mentioned. Like The Rock, like I think The Rock has a very polished, idealized image that he tries to portray in movies. I'm sure
Yeah.
every movie star does this, but I do want to see that movie at some point because if you look at his movie career, it seems like the only movie where he like plays some vulnerability. Like, I mean, most of his movies probably aren't that interesting to you because it's just like he just plays essentially a
A meathead.
superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like without any, I thought Doom was interesting in that he like actually plays a villain and somebody who's not very likable. Which could you say that about anything else that he's played in the last? I mean, since then.
No, I mean, I also again don't really know much of his
Yeah,
career, but yeah, I don't get that impression from what I have seen. He always seems to play the good guy.
yeah, tends not to play stuff with a lot of range. I did watch Ballers though, that TV show on HBO where he plays NFL agent, former NFL star, and turned NFL agent.
Yes,
It's a
is
bit
that
of a
good?
ridiculous show, but he does have some range on it, and I think he could.
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, it'd be interesting if he actually like. My
When
guess
was
is,
that on?
I feel like it ended about 5+ years ago. 2015 to 2019.
Yeah, it's. I think that he's probably improved as an actor since Doom.
For sure. it's
Yeah.
it's hard not to improve on his performance in Doom.
Yeah. I loved how he kept calling everybody men. Fallout men.
Maybe it was mostly men.
It just felt really forced.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does with his career. I think he took a risk with Smashing Machine. It didn't do well in the box office and didn't do well critically. Like it wasn't like his, Oscar performance. It wasn't. I don't think a bunch of people are now calling for him to like take on very desperate roles. So I could see him just falling back into, I don't know, where he played was that Red One or that like Santa Claus movie and
oh yeah, I never saw
Red
that.
One. I don't know, stuff like that. That felt like pretty manufactured action movie stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the movie. Yeah, I didn't like the movie. I felt like, to your point, I mean, Doom is all about just action and monsters and
it's like a onslaught of hell beasts.
Yeah, and they like try to add way too much story here. The story was never Doom's strength. And I think for the most part, most video games, right? Like I mean, almost by definition, it's not a medium where you're trying to like tell rich stories. Some.
Yeah, certainly at this time, I think that like your average shooter game was not a strong story-based game. Nowadays, since the technology has improved, I think that like The Last of Us or Red Dead Redemption or something like that can be a shooter style game but have good story. It can be art.
Yeah.
But Doom, I don't think was meant to be like a story-driven piece.
Yeah, you're correct. But yes, that was my point. I didn't say it as eloquently. I mean, even from this era of video games, there were video games that were more story driven. Like, I don't know, Final Fantasy or something like that. Isn't that like very story intensive? And
the Oregon Trail.
Why has there never been an Oregon Trail movie?
That's a good question.
Maybe
I don't know.
Can we pick that IP up for cheap and write our own Oregon Trail movie?
Oh, I searched for Oregon Trail movie and I'm like, oh, there's one from 2003 or 23, but it's Oregon Trail and it's like a slasher. It's Oregon, like your your guts.
Is it like the Winnie the Pooh adaptation of Oregon?
It is set in the 1870s on the Oregon Trail.
Nice. Man, that's genius.
Yeah.
What's the Rotten Tomatoes rating? Can we add that to our October queue?
Let's see. Ooh, 36%. It's a little too high, I think. Just a bit too good.
Yeah. Okay, half an hour in. Do you want to give a synopsis of this
I mean,
movie?
what's there really to say? The Rock leads a team of space marines. What were they? RRST? Double RST?
Yes,
I don't know. And there's a portal to Mars, and I don't know. There's some sort of experiments going on there that's creating these hybrid monsters. It makes some people superhuman and some people horrible brain-eating monsters. And
that didn't make any sense to me, but yeah, we'll get to that maybe.
Yeah, it's something with their chromosomes, and something goes wrong and they have to do like a containment type thing, and they send in the space marines to figure out what's going on and kill essentially everything there. So that's it. That's the entire plot, but they spend an hour and 15 minutes talking in this movie.
Did the plot make sense to you?
No, I mean the premise makes sense, like send in the Marines, but then every decision they made when they were there, I'm like, okay. Like, I don't get why they're doing these things. And it kind of fell apart as it progressed.
Yeah, I didn't understand the whole, like, the tongue thing going for some people's brains and not other people. And then,
she was trying to say that if you're an evil person, you might have something in your brain that this extra chromosome enhances that part, but I don't know. It was really strange. They're like, the 10% of the human brain's still unmapped, so we don't know why it's doing this.
Yeah.
Whatever.
At the end, she injects Karl Urban with a chromosome to save his life, and It's like, no, I trust that you're not going to turn because you're good.
But several other people who she thought were good people turned into horrible monsters when they got it. So
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like almost everybody did, right?
yeah, I'm also a little confused. So they were injecting some people with it, right? And then other people were getting like vampired by monsters where they were shooting their tongue into their
Yeah,
neck hole and then they became zombies.
yeah.
So there's two ways that like both of those things were happening at the same time. Like they were injecting people and then those monsters started ejecting other people.
I stopped paying close attention at some point, to be honest, because it was really confusing. But my understanding is they only injected the first guy, like the prisoner. They were doing experiments. They're doing experiments on this base on Mars on humans that Rosamund Pike didn't realize was happening, and they only showed the one, like the guy that the prisoner that had been sentenced to death and was like the gnarliest looking prisoner. Like, I don't know. Would you pick that guy for an experiment? I feel like if I was going to start picking experiments on humans on something that could make like a super soldier,
The
like
guy that's an obvious
like super jacked and like,
yeah.
I don't know, just like meanest mug, but look like,
He's already a villain.
yeah, exactly. Like, let's pick this guy for the super serum first.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the only person I saw. I remember seeing that they did that. And then it seemed like everybody, like he started sticking his tongue in people's neck holes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, but it wasn't consistent with like how people would turn. It was like,
Yeah.
there were some people like the chief scientist guy that cut off his own ear. It like took a really long time to turn. And then everyone seemed to like look like a monster once they'd turn, except the Rock at the end when he turned. Then he's just like walking around talking like,
who died and then they put him in the body bag and the trope of the body bag moving and he ripped out. Yeah. He looked like a zombie too, like not like a monster.
Yeah.
Remember the guy that bashed his brains out on the glass?
Yeah. I guess I'm saying everybody looked like a zombie and then became more monster-like. And then The Rock just looked normal
the whole
time until he was talking after he was infected. Nobody else was like having normal conversations.
Yeah.
And like thinking and,
they were just like brainless. Like he literally bashed his own brains out on the glass to try to get at them. And then The Rock is like still giving one-liners when he's a zombie.
After he turned. Yeah.
Why couldn't it just be they opened up a portal to hell on accident on Mars and these are hell beasts coming through? Why did it have to be this stupid?
Which is pretty much what Doom was, like the video game.
Yeah.
And yeah, like just do that. And then they have to like conquer all these. And Doom, obviously, like you start with minions and then you work your way up to like the big bads. And
yeah,
there really wasn't a big bad. The Rock was supposed to be the big bad. And then it was like, I don't know, such a disappointing, which we're going to jump around a little bit, but one of my biggest, nitpicks in this type of movie is like the Karl Urban is facing off against zombified Rock, and like the Rock doesn't have a gun or he runs out of bullets or something like that, and he's basically like does the whole thing where he's like, let's fight like
man to man.
Yeah, and like Karl Urban is like, okay, let me fight against this like guy that's twice as big as I am and turned into this powerful like, no,
but
just
he had gotten
fucking shoot him.
I know. He had gotten the injection though, so he was superhuman, and The Rock was super monster. So it was.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that for the movie it's supposed to, but there's no way I'm in that spot where I'm just gonna like drop my gun and be like, all right,
I'm gonna shoot my last round into the sky so I can fist fight this monster twice my size.
Yeah, like because I won't get this chance again. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so stupid. This is like the worst adaptation of Alien I've ever seen.
I wrote down at some point that this feels like a Sci-Fi Channel movie of the week. Like, just the production was everything.
Bad CG.
Yeah, it was so dark most of the time. And it was like all these action sequences where, and I know Doom is dark and moody and all that stuff, but it just seemed like they were like, how do we save some money on stunt doubles and CGI? Like, let's just make the scene really dark and like cut a bunch so you don't see what's
thing.
Yeah, so you don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, I was not a fan of this movie.
It also felt like the movie was just all jump scares. They're just like, how can we put as many in this as possible.
Yeah, they started with the really minor jump scares, like the gas hose coming loose and spraying mist
Yeah.
everywhere in your face, and yeah, I was like, oh my god, it's one of these movies.
What'd you think of all the characters? Any favorites?
I liked the pinky guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Just because I like that actor from Band of Brothers. I think he's a good actor, but I didn't. I like to see him in this movie. I don't know that I cared about his character. I didn't care about any of the characters. And Rosamund Pike's accent was, uh, it was not good.
I wrote down both Carl and Rosamund's accents were really funny
Yeah.
because like so he's Australian and she's British and they're
Yep.
both playing American brother sister. And I was like, why
Twins.
not just like make them British or Australian or like
Why?
like why torture them both to try to make them both use American accents?
Yeah, they're supposed to be twins, and they've got completely different accent.
But yeah, they kept dropping back into whatever,
Yeah.
you know, their native accents.
Yeah.
I'm sure this was obviously early in their careers too, and
I couldn't believe how young Karl Urban was.
yeah.
I'm a
I
big
thought
fan of his.
What'd you say?
I'm a big fan of Karl Urban. I like him.
Yeah. I thought the team, the Marine team, had such wide age ranges. Like Portman, the guy that was like the dirty, like how old was he?
I don't know. He had to be like mid 40s, probably at least.
Yeah, at least like he.
And then they have the kid who looks like he's 19.
Yeah, I was really surprised the kid didn't die first. I would have laid money that that's how they, that's how they set it up.
Yeah, I don't know. It was so dumb. The kid did die because he got killed by The Rock when The Rock turned villain.
Yeah.
The Rock turned villain before he even became a monster.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. There was a whole storyline where he didn't want to call in reinforcements, and Portman was like, standard operating procedures is for us to like call. And at no point does he like talk to his boss. He's just like, our orders are to
contain it.
Yeah,
and like by any means necessary.
Murder everybody on this base. And there were so many decisions he was making that I was like, there's no way that whatever handbook you have is like, yes, this is
tree by the book.
Yeah, this is tree of decisions.
Yeah.
It wasn't clear at all why he wanted to just essentially go bad.
Yeah, and he killed people who were perfectly healthy and not monsters. He knew they weren't. He just decided, I'm going to kill everyone.
Yeah,
for no reason. Like his job was to like go in and secure the base or whatever. And what was the character's name that told him they needed to call backups?
Portman.
Yeah, he was like, we don't know what we're dealing with. We need to call in support. And I'm like, that makes perfect sense. Why would they not do that?
The whole situation just seemed far-fetched to me anyway. By the way, that it was like there was this emergency, which was essentially the bad prisoner guy that they injected became a monster zombie. And somehow that wasn't I feel like there's some specifics that should have been communicated up the chain about like what you're trying to contain. And it seemed weird that like other people on the base didn't realize what had happened. Like their video cameras, like you should be like, okay, yes, there's this, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like there's a general, there should just be this general, like something happened, contain the something.
Yeah.
Like if we were called to some like chemical facility or whatever in
there's a checklist somewhere.
Is it a fire? Is it like a chemical spill? Is it like you're not gonna like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Monsters gone rogue. Yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me a bit. I just watched this week. I mean, I couldn't get through it, but the newest Jurassic World or Park or whatever. And have you seen that?
No. I stopped watching those movies after, I don't know, at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. At the beginning, they're doing genetic experiments on dinosaurs, much like this movie. And there's this like airlock area that they have to go through to get to the dinosaur side.
Yeah.
And some guy is eating a Snickers and he's like standing by the door and he just drops the Snickers wrapper on the ground. And for some reason, the door is like sucking in air and it sucks in the wrapper and so, like fries the door. And then the dinosaur gets out. And I'm like, In what world is the only barrier between you and these mutant dinosaurs some door that's sucking air off the ground?
Yeah.
Like has no filter to prevent whole wrappers being sucked in.
Yeah.
It's just
And it's
like
gonna short the door.
yeah, it's gonna short the door and kill everyone. It's just stupid, like really lazy
Yeah.
plot points.
Uh, Speaking of tech in this movie, what's the nano wall? What does a nano wall do?
I don't know. I I was wondering the same thing. They kept talking about nanowalls and showing them, and I'm like, are we supposed to already know
Yeah,
what the
was that
nanowall is?
and was that a thing from the game? Like, I don't know that.
I don't
I mean,
know.
I mean that's clearly not a thing that exists in real life. So I feel like you have to explain it if you just make that up for the movie. You know?
I couldn't figure out, is it taking them to a different area or is it just a wall to the other side that they can make solid or like open so that they can walk through?
It felt like the latter. It didn't feel like a portal to like another part of the base or something like that.
Why not just make a fucking door?
Exactly. Like, why have this like millions of dollars or the wall just that you can turn into a door sometimes and turn
And that
into
will
a wall?
kill you if you're halfway in and out of it when somebody makes it solid.
Yeah, yeah. Also, they have the BFG in the movie, which obviously is awesome in the game.
Yeah.
When you get to the point where you get the BFG, and uh, it's teased here as just like this experimental weapon that they're working on Mars. And the Rock sees it and is just like, let me use this. Like, would you just pick up a random gun and like he doesn't even, there's no manual of like how to use this.
I was thinking about that. Like there's a certain manual of arms that go with every like firearm so you know how to operate it. And he's just like, well, I'm on a mission right now. I'm just going to use this weapon. I don't even know how it shoots.
Yeah, I don't know if it works. It could blow up in my hands, but I'm just going to try it. I don't know if it has ammo, where the ammo is.
How to load it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How to fix it if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bet my life on it that it'll work.
Exactly. And then there's a huge first person point of view sequence in this. What'd you think of that part?
Yeah. One made me want to throw up. I don't even get motion sick, but I was like, I cannot follow this. And also, you couldn't see a fucking thing that was happening during that sequence.
Yeah.
It was so dark and everything was moving so fast. And I was like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, it just seemed like they were like, yeah, the video game is first person, so let's just add this first person shooter.
Yeah, I remember that was like a big hype thing about it when it came out, that there was a first person sequence that was just like the video game.
Yeah, but
let's just go play the video game.
Exactly. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Any other notes or thoughts about the movie?
I thought there was some really bad dialogue. There was this one scene where Sam, the doctor, Reaper's sister, was discovering that they weren't just like hell beasts. They were her coworkers that had converted into monsters.
Yeah.
And she's with, I don't remember what the guy's name was, Dutch or something, Quake. I don't know.
Was the guy that kept hitting on her?
Yeah.
That was just really uncomfortable. Anyway.
Yeah, it was super uncomfortable. But she was with him and she was like, this thing didn't kill Dr. Willits. It is Dr. Willits. And I was like, great place for a cut to the next scene. And then it cuts to the Quake guy or whatever the fuck his name was. I don't remember. And he's like, what? And then that's when they cut. And I'm like, that's the worst place to cut. You had this like bombshell revelation that you could have cut after, and instead they went to the guy who just says, what? Like, that was a weird choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have many notes about this movie. It was pretty unremarkable, I think.
Yeah.
What do you have?
No, nothing else. I actually, the only other note I made was there's really no plot if cloud storage exists, because the whole thing is like, she's trying to go recapture some of the data for their
research data.
Yeah. It's just like, we just have it synced to Dropbox automatically. You can just blow up the base.
You can pull it up on your phone, actually, from anywhere.
Yeah.
This is going to be our worst episode ever.
Why is that?
This movie is so bad. I mean, it was like there's nothing to talk about in this movie. It's like if they took 2 hours of gameplay and took all the gameplay out and just made it talking
Yeah,
about Doom.
a nonsensical plot and just terrible characters that were just all cliched.
Duke.
Yeah,
His name was Duke,
yeah.
not Quake.
I just said yeah. I did think like, oh, there's a character named Quake. That's weird. Like maybe
They
that's a
had weird
nod.
names like Goat and Duke and Pinky.
Yeah, I was looking at the quotes list, and one of them, his name was Mac, and the guy says, "You don't look like a Mac," and he responds, "Katsuhiko Kumasoke Takashi," or I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
definitely not pronouncing it right. And he says, "So Mac," and I don't really understand that line. Like he's basically like, "My name is a really long Japanese name, so they call me Mac." I don't know. Like, why not call him Cat? Yeah, like
yeah.
like
I
there's
don't
so
know.
many parts of that name that you could like nickname. Like you don't have to pick Mac anyway.
That was
Yeah,
a super useless character too.
yeah. I didn't understand.
He was left behind to guard the portal with Pinky, who's not a soldier at all. And then he spends like half the movie, maybe more, just guarding that area, doing nothing, not shooting, not even in scenes. And then they're like, okay, situation's changed. Come up now, leave some grenades with Pinky. And he runs into the fight and instantly gets beheaded.
Yeah, he just dies right away. Yeah. I didn't even really understand like what Pinky was doing for like what he could see, what he could not. The whole thing was just directed weird too. Like I didn't really understand the physical layout of the it just seemed like they just kind of moved stuff around to conveniently like shoot this scene here and this scene there, and I didn't get a good sense of like the physicality of the setting.
Yeah, I had no sense of place at all because it was like, are they in a safe area? Like they're just leaving people behind unarmed while monsters roam around, and I'm like, where are they going? Why aren't they all together?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't understand what was contained, what was not contained, what was the danger area.
Yeah, it was confusing.
There was this whole sewer system part that seemed like would that be part of the modern base? I didn't. Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Yeah,
nothing made sense really.
They just jumped from one sci-fi action trope scene to another.
Yeah, not a good movie, but not in a fun way. Like, oh, let's laugh at how crazy this was. It was just like boring and dull and poorly made. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that Karl Urban's character was kind of interesting. I like Karl Urban, so maybe I'm just.
I mean, yeah. What were the character beats that you were like, oh, this is an interesting non-cliche?
Oh, it was cliche. It was certainly cliche, but he was the only one that I was like, he's making decisions that seem rational. Like he's trying to protect people and he doesn't want to do the things that they're doing, but he's going along with it anyway because he's a soldier.
Yeah.
Like The Rock just made decisions the whole time that I'm like, nobody would make these decisions. And everybody else was just doing like stupid shit and getting killed. And, they'd go off and get killed alone. And so like, he was the only one that I felt like wanted to leave and wanted to protect at least his sister and the innocent people that The Rock was now killing for some reason. But yeah, so I thought that he was like, okay, but.
Yeah. Maybe it was just
that's as good as it gets, I think.
Yeah, I think he was just normal. Everybody else was so bad. Like in comparison, maybe he looked good, but yeah, I thought it's like as a character. I mean, his character backstory is he grew up on Mars to scientist parents, and
something went wrong.
He was going to be a scientist, and then I never really understood what like his parents died, and then he joined this elite Marines, or joined the Marines, and I guess got promoted to this elite squad. It's like a scientist turned Marine. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they exist. I'm not saying like Marines don't have people who have great educational backgrounds, but it was just this like weird
they're
story.
Called jarheads for a reason.
Yeah. Anyway, it just seemed like a weird, like, oh, let's make Rosamund Pike his sister just to, I mean, at least they didn't make it like a love interest like it seemed like they were teasing at the beginning.
Yeah, I was glad it wasn't that. Yeah, and they kept referencing like the accident or whatever that killed his parents. And they even were showing flashbacks of stuff, and I'm like, I still don't know what happened.
Yeah, the flashbacks were just like flashbacks of like the setting, like like wide shots of the base, and then yeah,
and then The Rock came up behind him, and he was like, "Is this where it happened?" And I'm like, "What happened?" I watched the flashback. I still don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think about that till now. Like there were several flashbacks, but nothing happened in the flashbacks. Yeah. What did happen?
Yeah.
Anyway,
who's this director? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember his name. I looked it up.
Romeo Must Die. He directed the. Oh no, he was a cinematographer on Speed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, again, sci-fi movie of the week.
Yeah.
What are your
skip this one?
Yeah, skip this one. What are your alternate picks?
Watch Oregon Trail instead. I don't know. It was
Oregon Trail.
Yeah, Oregon Trail, not Oregon. I don't have an alternate pick. I think watch Alien instead. It's this movie.
You're not going to pick your favorite rock movie?
I don't think I even have one. Do I? I gotta look up The Rock again.
I mean,
you say yours.
I'll just save you the trouble. You don't have a favorite The Rock movie. Yeah, my alternate pick is Dread with Karl Urban.
Oh yeah, I really
love that movie. Another, well, I'm starting to say another, but it's not based on a video game, but it has a very video game feel where he's basically trapped.
Comic book.
Yeah, it's and obviously a remake of the Sylvester Stallone. I think it's more based on the comic book than the Stallone one.
I think so too.
Movie, but yeah, he's trapped in this residential skyscraper and has this video game-esque feel of like making it up the levels to I guess get the big bad and escape. But yeah, such an awesome movie. I think we watched that together, actually.
I do have favorite rock movies.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He was in The Other Guys.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't
Mark
call that.
Wahlberg.
He
dies right at the beginning.
He had like 2 minutes in the movie.
And then Fast Five. I loved Fast Five.
Which one was Fast Five again? I get them all confused. What happened in it?
They went to Brazil.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was the one with the safe that they.
Yeah, they dragged down the street.
Yeah.
That was an awesome movie. I watched that movie and like I was literally standing in parts because I was so excited at the theater.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, this movie's so fun.
That'd be so annoying. The guy in front of me was standing.
Oh, it was an empty theater. It was me and my friend. Yeah, it was awesome.
I think, was it Fast 6 or 7? I think one of my favorite moments in cinema was when The Rock in one of the Fast 5 movies had a cast and just flexes his bicep to break the cast before a fight.
Yeah, I don't remember which one that was in.
I was like, this is so ridiculous. It is awesome.
Yeah, there was like I feel like Fast and the Furious 5 through like 7 were the best ones.
Yeah, and then it just like got so ridiculous that I was like, man, I can drink the Kool-Aid for so long on this, but
compared to what the first movie was about to now they're flying cars into space, I was like, okay, this is Moonraker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it jumped the shark big time.
Well, I think that's about all we got for Doom. Stay tuned for more movies about video games, Video Game Adaptation Month here on the Worst Movie Podcast. I'm Ade.
I'm Aaron. Thanks for listening to the Worst Movie Podcast.
I think we just said the name of the podcast twice in a row.
Yep.
And I forgot to say our email address which is really important. So I'm gonna say, because people are just clamoring to write us.
I know.
The worst movie podcast at gmail.com. Yes. There we go.
That's it.
I'm Ade.
And I'm Aaron. Are we doing the whole thing again?
I don't know. This is a terrible podcast, isn't it?
I said it's going to be our worst episode yet.
All right. Goodbye. Thank
you.